Hi, it's Brendan here. In lockdown at home. Sally's shooting this video for me. I just wanted to share some thoughts. We are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic. We are in lockdown, we're all at home. And I think we need to understand as much as we possibly can about what this means. So if we look at the picture as we see it, we are in a phase of extreme uncertainty. There is a lot of fear, there is a lot of desperation, there is a lot of hopelessness, and as a result there's high levels of anxiety and stress. Now those are not good things to have. So what can we do and how do we deal with the situation that we find ourselves in? I think there's a couple of things we need to understand. The first thing is that the world has changed. To expect the world to go back to the way it was a few weeks ago or a few months ago, I believe would be naive. I think we need to face the hard facts of reality, and that is that this is a serious pandemic. It is a global pandemic, and the effects of it are unknown largely. So if we now are living in a changed world, what options do we have? Well, there's one thing that comes to mind, and that is that it's not the strongest of the species that survive, but the most adaptable to change. So we've got to ask ourselves, what changes have we made? Are we thinking differently? Have we done anything differently? What innovations are we thinking about? How are we going to thrive, not just survive, but thrive in this new world that we are going to enter into? So let's understand that was the first thing, that the world has changed. The second thing is, what does that mean? It means different things to different people, obviously, but it means that unless we change, we are going to get left behind. Unless we change whatever life we were living or looking forward to living, whatever ambitions we had, whatever vision we had, whatever goals we've set, have those changed or have they not changed? Personally, they haven't changed. So what can I do to continue to travel my journey, to continue to live my life for its greatest good, to continue to follow my ambition or to follow my dreams? Well, I think it's very simple. I just have to understand, or we just have to understand, that the road has changed. The destination has not. What we also need to understand, perhaps, is that the map for this new road hasn't been drawn. There are no GPS coordinates or anything. It is completely uncharted territory. Now we've got to build ourselves up. We've got to dig deep and look deep within ourselves to find a way to travel this new road, to continue to live the life that we've worked so hard to create up until this point. All that's changed is the environment, and all that we have to do is adapt to this new environment, albeit that we don't even understand what it is exactly. But let's get as clear as we can, and let's get as deep an understanding as we possibly can, and make our calls and choices and decisions based on some form of fact. That will lift a huge weight off your shoulders, I believe, as it did for me. The third thing is we've got to look at our controllables versus our uncontrollables. Remember that we do not want to spend any time in our uncontrollables column, because those are things that we cannot control. For example, the weather. You cannot obsess about the weather because you have no control over it. What we can do is we can focus on what we can control. Things like our thinking. How is your thinking currently? Are you thinking differently than you were a couple of weeks ago? Are you using this time of forced solitude to think and to think differently? Are you identifying what's worrying you and whether that's a controllable or an uncontrollable? Because all these things need to be decluttered from our mind, otherwise we will never find a sense of clarity. And without a sense of clarity, we are lost, we are confused, we don't know where we're going. So if we do this controllables and uncontrollables as the third step, I'm hoping that it will do the same for you as it did for me, and that is to help me to focus my thinking where it actually matters, and to do the things that I can do and to do them to the best of my ability, to think outside of the box once again, and to reinvent myself, to reinvent my business, to re-look at the way I look at life, to redo my values. What do I really value in life? What is really important to me? And it's a time of introspection and interrogation of past thinking. And if we get through this, if you give that the time that it requires, you will find your own clarity. You will be able to see the wood for the trees. And by doing that, you step up into a position of leadership, and you will be able to hopefully guide as many people as you possibly can and help them to find their own clarity. So this is just a first video in a series of videos that we're going to be sharing. We are all in this together. We all have different ideas. We all have different opinions. I would love to know if any of this is helpful to you, if you have anything else that you would like to add, and we can share with our community as we develop it. And I think, as a generation, let's stand up, let's put our hands up, and let's do whatever we can. Everyone can do something. What can you do? Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again in a video shortly.